Assassin's Creed finally looks like Assassin's Creed is a statement that I did not think that I'd be needing to make in the year 2023, but here we are. All right, guys, Wes here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we got some big news to cover for Assassin's Creed Mirage. If you guys have watched the PlayStation Showcase, then you know that we got the official gameplay unveiling of the upcoming Assassin's Creed game. And I've just got to say right now, it's definitely a nice touch. They're bringing the assassin into Assassin's Creed again. And don't get me wrong, I really did like some of the open world RPGs. I liked Odyssey, I liked Origins, but the fatigue was definitely there by the time Valhalla released, which is one of the reasons why I didn't really mesh with that game. I know a lot of people loved Valhalla, but it is very nice to see that Ubisoft is taking things back to their roots with a true return to form Assassin's Creed title. Assassin's Creed is definitely Ubisoft's biggest IP right now, and it's the franchise that they are going to be spamming the ever-loving crap at us over the next few years due to the disastrous couple of years of financial reports. I mean, if you look at the numbers, it's looking like some pretty dark times for Ubisoft, but their slate of upcoming Assassin's Creed games might just be the thing that brings this franchise back. And just like other franchises have done, Assassin's Creed is taking things back to its roots with the stealth assassination style gameplay that we loved in the previous iterations, or at least that's how they've been marketing the game. A focus on assassinations and more slow-paced gameplay, strategic combat encounters all set in Baghdad, and a story that essentially serves as a prequel to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But if you were on the fence about the return to form Assassin's Creed game, we've got a ton of gameplay reveals to go over that paint a pretty clear picture of what the game is going to be like. So by the time we finish this video, you guys should have a better idea of whether or not this is a game that you're actually going to buy whenever it releases. Today's video is sponsored by World of Tanks. World of Tanks is a free-to-play game with over 100 million players worldwide and for PC. World of Tanks has more than 800 tanks, destroyers, artillery, light, medium, and heavy tanks, and there's always a new way to play. Roll out across open fields, climb steep hills, sneak through forests, tear across deserts, and pick your battles in urban and industrial zones. Rally your teammates, devise a battle plan, and destroy the competition in over 40 battle arenas. The game's historical accuracy and inspiration mean authentic models and vehicle characteristics that make you feel like you're inside a real tank. You can earn experience, modify and upgrade your tank, create a steel beast ready for any challenge. Download World of Tanks using the first link in my description. During the registration, use code COMBAT to get a free 7 days premium account, 250,000 credits, the premium tank Excelsior that's a tier 5, and 3 rental tanks for 10 battles each, the Tiger 131 tier 6, the Cromwell B tier 6, and the T-3485M tier 6. And thanks again to World of Tanks for sponsoring today's video. So let's go ahead and start off with the gameplay details we have for Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now, like I said multiple times, Assassin's Creed is going to be more of a stealth-driven and small-scale Assassin's Creed game, but the movement, controls, and moment-to-moment gameplay are going to be closer to Assassin's Creed Origins with a splash of Valhalla due to the fact that this game started production as a DLC for Valhalla. Now, the map is going to be much smaller. It's going to feature an open-world portrayal of ancient Baghdad. Now, we have some guesstimates that we could make regarding the actual world size, but just think of it like the size of Paris from Assassin's Creed Unity, although there will be some surrounding areas around Baghdad that you can explore. You'll be able to run around and parkour across the city, but we don't exactly know how in-depth the parkour system is, but I would assume that it's not going to be as deep or detailed as the system in Assassin's Creed Unity, which is a tad bit disappointing, but it totally makes sense whenever you consider how this game was conceived. Obviously, it would be nice to have a crazy parkour options you had in Unity or other games, but since this new game was built in the modern RPG Assassin's Creed engine, there's likely only so much that the developers could do in regards to traversal and movement. It's undeniable that the modern AC engine just simply wasn't built for crazy parkour movement. According to the Associate Director of Global Communications at Ubisoft, they said that for the 15th anniversary of the brand, we felt that it was the perfect opportunity to make the game going back in our roots in terms of gameplay, visuals, and stories, making our players feel nostalgic and experience a new adventure as Basim, who is of course one of the most versatile and resourceful assassins in the franchise history. Some of the new features that can be seen in the gameplay trailer are the Assassin's Focus, which allows Basim to mark and assassinate several targets in a row. We're going to get classic assassin tools such as throwing knives and smoke bombs, and by far the biggest addition to the parkour mechanic, they have a pole vault now, which of course should be a very interesting resource whenever it comes to scaling from building to building. Now, they said that you can see Basim's singular playstyle in action and the exciting assassin playground that the city of Baghdad provides to our hero. Staying true to his Hidden Ones training, Basim generally favors quiet movements and a discreet approach to hunt and strike his targets. Now, when it comes to mission design and storytelling, the campaign will be entirely linear with no dialogue options or branching storylines. Basim, of course, is a young young thief as he experiences the early years of the Assassin Order. The mission design is going to be basically exactly what you would want from a stealth-based Assassin's Creed game, and despite the game feeling and looking like Assassin's Creed Origins, the mission design is basically a mashup of various classic Assassin's Creed ideas, meaning you'll often be dropped into an open area and given multiple assassination targets, at which point you have to learn information about each of them and try to figure out the best way to take them out. This of course will involve a lot of trailing targets and staying out of sight, waiting for the best moment to strike. There will also be a system where the guards and authority figures will start growing suspicious of you if you're acting weird or being too obvious about following somebody, so you'll have to make sure you're not acting too sussy baka while trailing your targets, and I just said that out loud, so I'll go ahead and delete my channel now. Now, there will also be no myth-based gameplay aspects to Assassin's Creed Mirage, meaning no god powers or crazy buffs or anything like that. It's just you and your tools trying to make out your targets and use the environment to your advantage, which, as I said before, will be a nice change of pace. Now, Eagle Vision will make a return, which would be pretty cool in a more stealth-driven game like this. According to Ubisoft, they said that we want you to meet a new member of our inspiring cast of characters, Fulada. Fulada is a Rafik and an Eagle Master to the Hidden Ones, along with Master Roshan, whose voice guides Basim throughout this trailer. He is another important character in Basim's journey to becoming a Hidden One, calm and respectful and direct. Fulada's wisdom occasionally intimidates the novices, but hides a good sense of humor. Now, they also said that many elements from the past games are making a return. We have the corner swing, the ability to vault over objects and elevators to quickly reach the high ground. Now, as for the character customization, again, there are not going to be any story choices or dialogue trees, but there will be a skill tree like recent Assassin's Creed games, albeit much smaller and more direct. There's reportedly going to be 15-ish skills to unlock and upgrade, and certain missions throughout the game will give you new weapons that you can also upgrade over time by completing various objectives. It's also been reported that you can recruit people to your gang throughout the campaign, who can then presumably give jobs to do while you're taking care of the main story. There are a lot of things being changed from Assassin's Creed Valhalla to Mirage, despite the games being built on the same engine and obviously starting production as literally the same game. Now, in terms of the story duration, it's allegedly going to be taking about 15 to 20 hours long, and the mission design will be much slower paced and be a lot less combat heavy. I mean, you're supposed to be an assassin, and part of that is going to be stealth. Now, presumably there will still be areas with big group fights, but the main point of the game will be carefully picking off targets and remaining off the radar while doing it. I love the fact that Ubisoft is choosing to update the classic AC stealth formula instead of just trying to recreate it one-to-one. Granted, that decision was likely made due to the limitations of how the game came to be, but I think the various AC games had different ideas of how to approach stealth, and I'm confident in how it's being handled in Assassin's Creed Mirage. Bringing back multiple assassination targets is a great idea, and honestly, I've missed out on trailing targets and listening for key information before taking them out. Now, despite getting the gameplay revealed, there's been a lot of stuff that have been kept under wraps by Ubisoft. We got the gameplay revealed during the PlayStation Showcase, but I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more that they've got to talk about during the upcoming Ubisoft Forward event, which I'm definitely looking forward to. The Ubisoft Forward, they've got a lot to prove. Ubisoft has been kind of in the gutter lately, and I think this event is going to be a banger. I believe the Ubisoft Showcase is going to happen sometime in June, probably June 12th, maybe 13th, and with Assassin's Creed right around the corner, this is likely where we're going to get a solid look at more of the gameplay, maybe some raw footage. So I'm definitely interested to see what they end up showing off or revealing. Now, we know that Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to release on October 12th, and what's interesting is this game is not going to be a massive experience, and the price tag is actually being reflected. The price tag currently for Assassin's Creed Mirage will be $50, and it will come with a free upgrade for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S, which I think is a really good thing. We know this game is not going to be on the same scale as like an Assassin's Creed Valhalla at that $60 price tag, so they're pricing it at a really good rate, which could mean a few things. One, it could mean that the game is just being rushed out so that they could have a $50 title on the market, or two, the fact that the content doesn't fit the $60 or even $70 price tag, to which I really do appreciate Ubisoft keeping it at that price. Now, if you want to buy the game, let's say on a PC, and you want to buy it on Steam, well, unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. It was recently published that Assassin's Creed Mirage will be exclusive to the Epic Games platform, so it's going to be on PC, but you have to have Epic Games or the Ubisoft launcher, which, like, I'll be honest, I don't mind the Epic Game launcher. I actually use it for a lot of things, but I just prefer it on Steam. I'll have Ubisoft, so I'll probably buy it on there rather than having to have it on Epic. And I think this might be our biggest red flag with this game, game, mainly because the Steam platform is known to have a very vigorous review system that will just straight up completely crap on a game if it's not launching in a correct state. So the fact that it's not on PC, it definitely raises a red flag. So if you're buying the game, don't pre-order it, buy it at launch, wait for a review from your favorite YouTuber, maybe even just watch gameplay whenever it comes out from all of your favorite YouTubers. And if it looks like a game that you want to play, then by all means. But Ubisoft has been known to release some stinkers, so just be very careful, because this one could be one of those situations. Which, like I said, that's likely why they released it at the $50 price tag, knowing that the game was initially conceived as a DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But right now, all eyes are at the Ubisoft Forward event. With how deep of a hole Ubisoft is in right now, I don't see them holding back from their big summer presentation, because they need as many eyes as humanly possible. As for other things we could see at the Ubisoft Forward event, I'm hoping we hear something about Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which was recently delayed a few months ago. There's also the disaster that is Skull and Bones, the game that literally went gold last year before being delayed again, the new Division Heartland, a possible teaser for the new Far Cry game, and of course the untitled Star Wars project. There's also the fact that we might get a teaser for the upcoming Assassin's Creed Red, which is going to be the next major game to come out after Assassin's Creed Mirage, but honestly I doubt that. I think Ubisoft wants to get this game out the door, ship it so that they could focus on other games. Maybe Assassin's Creed Red is in a situation where they can reveal it, but one thing is for certain, we need to see some gameplay release dates, and the hype better be real during the Ubisoft Forward event. Maybe we're going to see some news regarding Assassin's Creed Infinity. I'm not sure, but what I will say is I really hope Assassin's Creed Mirage is a success, so it shows that there is a market of gamers that want the original style of Assassin's Creed gameplay, but I also don't want them to completely abandon the open world RPG format either, because then we wouldn't have a game like Origins or Odyssey release. It's about time for the franchise to get back to basics and start updating the ideas that made it popular in the first place, which, like I said, is what Mirage is trying to do. It's not trying to be a remake of classic Assassin's Creed games, but it's definitely trying to update the stealth combat and overall gameplay mechanics and ideas for a modern audience, and I think at the end of the day it's going to end up being really fun. But what do you guys think? Do you think Assassin's Creed Mirage is enough to save Ubisoft and get the publisher back on track, or do you think the gaming world is just too burnt out and fatigued over the Assassin's Creed IP? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel with your notifications turned on, and until next time guys, this has been Wes, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.